Hey guys, welcome to the Jen Foley Show. I am here today with my guest, Varan K from iConnect Mortgages. So welcome, Varan.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, thanks for coming on again. So today we're going to talk about leveraging, purchasing a property, how a buyer can do this with rental income from, say, a basement apartment or a second unit in a home if they're looking to get into the uh, housing market. So, more and more buyers, with highly competitive markets, price points certainly getting higher and higher. Wanted to talk to you about how a buyer can do this with a basement apartment. So I'm going to let you take the lead on this, provide us with some information, with some numbers and some facts, and go ahead.
Perfect. Jennifer, it's a great topic to talk about. It's getting very, very common. First-time buyers and investors they're looking for this kind of properties.
Yeah.
And as a first-time home buyer, you can buy a house that has a legal apartment with a minimum of 5% down payment.
As
As
long
long
as you're moving into it.
moving into it. So you need to mitigate to the lenders and the insurers that the purpose of buying this property is for you to be owner occupied and you
Yep.
are replacing some of the income by renting out one of the units. As
Yeah.
long as it can be mitigated for first time buyers is not an issue, you can purchase these properties with a 5% down.
Okay.
So this has become a huge cash flow management for a young professionals or young people who's trying to get into the market. We are seeing on average in Durham region, basement apartments are bringing anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 on the rental income. In some cases, they are young adults. They are living in the basement and they are renting upstairs.
That's right.
So when you see this, for example, I did some calculations. If you have $100,000 income, you can qualify on your own about a $475,000 property. If you have a rental income about $2,000, you can qualify for a $560,000 mortgage.
560. So we go
Yeah,
from 475,000 to 560,000. So almost $100,000 increase in your purchasing power.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So if you have a young couple or young professionals want to get into the market, this could be a best way to get into the market.
Okay.
If you're talking to someone about a mortgage pre-approval, you may want to revisit and say, what happens if I buy a bigger, more expensive house with a basement apartment or legal duplex? So this is something for you to think about it. So the price point may look higher, but you may qualify based on the supplement income from one of the apartments. You can be converted into a rentals. The other important thing I like to bring in is every $100,000 mortgage is almost equal to $350,000, $350 in a monthly payment.
$350 for every $100,000, roughly.
It's a very high level, guys. It's very high level. I'm talking about a very market interest rate at 1.5% on a variable rate. It's about $350.
Okay.
So if you're having a $2,000 rental income coming in from your apartment, that's almost equal to replacing a $600,000 mortgage.
Wow. So let's take a purchase price. So a lot of these 2-unit homes, and we're only going to talk about ones that are legal, right? Which legally, they're registered with the city. They meet the requirements by the local municipality. So in our area here in Durham region, so specifically, I'm going to talk about East Durham, so Oshawa, Curtis, Bowmanville, Newcastle, the areas that I work mostly in. So let's talk about this for a minute, because the values on these properties, they're selling anywhere from 650 up to 800, 900,000 on average, right? So let's just take a purchase price of 700,000 for a property. If a buyer was purchasing that as a single family residential, so a one family home, even if it's got a second kitchen, but they were just going to move into it themselves, purchase price 700,000. What would the down payment on that look like if we were saying 5% down if they met all the other qualifying criteria? And what type of household income would be required for something like that?
So the household income to purchase something like that with a minimum down payment. So first $500,000, you need a 5% down, which is 25,000. The rest of the 200,000, you need 10% down. So you need a down payment of about 55,000 down to purchase something like that. That's a minimum down payment.
Yep.
On a high level, you need about $129,000 household income without no debts to be qualified for something similar to a $700,000 purchase with a $1,000 rental income.
Okay. So then if somebody was going to move into one unit and rent out the second unit, and let's say they had income of around $1,000 coming in, or actually, let's take your example. Let's keep it real with current rental rates as of June 2021. So a basement apartment can draw, depending on its square footage and layout and number of bedrooms and all that. There may be some variations on that, but let's just take out the $2,000 a month, right? Or let's even take a $1,500, whatever number you think.
Let's say $1,500 to be realistic.
Okay, so let's do $1,500. So again, down payment would not change in terms of purchase price is $700. It would be similar to buying as a single family. Is that correct?
That is correct. Down payment is going to remain the same.
And household income needed. Now, would that change slightly because now there's an element now, and let's be clear here, the difference between buying a 2-unit home that already has a vacancy in the basement and you're going to reside as a buyer on the main floor, but if it's vacant when you purchase it, does that impact the qualifying as well, or do they need to already have it rented to qualify at a higher amount?
No, what happens is the lenders will send an appraiser to go and assess it and say how much the basement can be rented for.
Okay.
So you do not need to have a tenant when buying the property, but the bank will send an appraiser to go and purchase the property. I just want to add one more thing. It's not necessary for all the lenders to have a retrofit basement. Some lenders are okay with the self-contained basement. What the definition of the self-contained is, you need to have a separate entrance, washroom, and a kitchen.
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to have a registration through the municipality as a 2-unit?
It depends on the lenders to lender. So it's better to check with your mortgage broker or the banks you are talking to make sure if they are okay with the self-contained basement or they need to have a retrofit basement.
Okay. So I'm going to let you tell us, household income, does that vary then in terms of amounts that you qualify for?
It will be, you will need the higher the rental income, you will need a less of the household income to be qualified.
Okay. So then let's quickly talk about, if you have $1,500 in a month, how much would that equate to? So if your monthly payment on $700,000 is X with 5% down, or whatever amount we need to put down, let's do 5%. If that's accurate.
If you're buying for $700 with a 5% down, your mortgage will be about $645.
Yeah.
On a $645 mortgage, on a variable rate at 1.4%, your monthly payment is $2,550.
$2,550?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we were getting $1,500 from a basement apartment, that reduces our monthly mortgage payment down to
$1,000. It's cheaper than you rent somewhere.
Now, we should add on this for people that are interested in doing something like this in terms of qualifying for something like this with 2 units, that, am I correct in saying that they need to qualify still as if they were buying it as a single family residential, that they could carry that mortgage alone?
That is correct. Actually, plus using the rental income. So banks will still use a rental income to qualify. So someone may think, for an example, they may not be able to buy something at a higher price point.
Mm-hmm.
But using the additional source of income will elevate them to buy anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 more price point because of using the additional income.
Okay, all right.
So it's not also helping you to qualify for a high loan amount, but it's also helping you with the cash flow. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of these happening. I have helped the clients, the 2 brothers, they both are moving out of the house. they are going to live in the basement and they are going to rent the upstairs.
Okay.
I'm seeing some young professionals, couples living upstairs and renting the basement. So this is getting very common. Even in Durham region, is housing is expensive. Someone who's coming right off the bat, this is like they're saving almost $1,500 a month paying the mortgage.
And I think too, this is a good opportunity, and listen up, guys. Like if you're a first time buyer, or if you're looking to get into the market, buy another investment property, and you maybe already have one, but you're looking to get into another property. I think this is a great opportunity for you to look at, and because you can leverage the power of having a second unit.
And also down the road in 5, 10 years from now, the values of these properties are going to be gone up. You have a good cash flow coming in. You can convert these properties into an investment property, and you can purchase another home for you to move on once you establish your lifestyle.
Yeah.
If you have a high income. So this is a great product for someone who is starting to get into real estate, also for investors as well.
Yeah, so they could add this to their portfolio, move out in a couple of years, and re-rent it for whatever market rates are, and refinance it and leverage to buy their next property as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I thank you so much. This has been really great information. And if anybody has made it this far in the video, or those of you that are watching right now live, shoot me a DM at Jennifer Foley Realtor, and you can just put in the direct message basement apartments. And then I'll know that you've been watching this video and found it useful and helpful. And certainly, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Again, at Jennifer Foley Realtor, that's my Instagram handle, YouTube handle, and Facebook handle. And Varan, if you want to give them some information on how they can reach you as well.
Yeah, you guys can always call my cell at 905-999-7193, or you can reach out to iConnect Mortgages and look for myself.
All right, great. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Thank you, Jennifer.